What's good, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. Today's video, we're talking about LiAngelo Ball. This is like an update, review, recap, all of that stuff. There's a lot of stuff that stayed the same with his G-League career right now, but there's also some highlights and some points that I think that are worth talking about.
Triple D's! AB the Hero, back at it, baby.
Shout out to my man LeVar. Also, shout out to you who hit the like button before that intro was over. Also, I appreciate, man, cameraman, and it's a big deal, but not a bigger deal than what we're about to talk about right now with my guy LiAngelo Ball. So as we all know, LiAngelo's still down there with the Greensboro Swarm. It does not look like we're going to see that call up this season, right? It seems like that might be something that we could put to the side till next season. The last time we did one of these reviews or updates, my guy was in the starting lineup, and it was a bit disappointing for us as fans because even though we were in the starting lineup, we weren't really getting them starters minutes. We wasn't really getting them starters shot attempts. We wasn't really getting those starters plays drawn up for us, so it didn't feel like, you know, we were actually in the starting lineup. However, things have happened recently that really, to me, shows LiAngelo's value to the squad, and then also, to me, secures the longevity of his career. We'll talk about that in a second, but let's look at the overall stats from a man for this season. So, has played in 20 games, started 6 of them, 14 minutes a night, 5.5 points. I think that we all expected, like I was saying earlier, the higher minutes for him in this season, right? But it's one of those things that if you really objectively just looked at his journey to this space without thinking about it's LiAngelo Ball, right now the usage rate and all of that stuff for him is all good signs, right? If you really take away the fact that you've got a brother LaMelo who was over at Charlotte, you got Your Last Name TV show, all of that stuff, if you removed all of that from him and you really just looked at LiAngelo as a guy who went to a tryout, made a G-League team after not playing basketball for maybe 3 or so years, and was getting 15 minutes a night on average, getting up maybe 2 or 3 shots, you would be like, you know what, bro, this is a win. This is a win. But when we factor in all of those other things, we want more from my guy LiAngelo. That's a factamundo, all right? 40% from the field, 40% from behind the arc. I've said this so many times, he's in such a tough position with the amount of shots that he takes and then when he's able to take those shots. It's not like he's playing 15 minutes in one half and those 2 shot attempts, 3 shot attempts are coming in within 15 to 20 minutes of actual game time of each other. We're looking like my man is getting 3 shots over a 48-minute period of actual game time, but then also 3 shots over a 2-hour period of actual real time with timeouts and all of that stuff. So it's just a crazy situation for him to be in and for him to thrive. Most people can't do that, right? We look at earlier in the Hornets season when we had LaMelo complaining about being pulled out for 7 to 8 minutes in the 4th quarter and then being expected to come in and ball in the last 2 or 3 minutes. It's like, bro, I'm tight now. That's LiAngelo's life, night in and night out, which is why I think that some of the consistency that we're normally see for him has waned a bit. However, there are things happening that are definitely in his favor, right? What LiAngelo brings to the G League, the Greensboro Swarm, and the Greensboro Charlotte Hornets, that whole area, is the notoriety, is the brand, is all of that stuff, right? That's something that we hyped up a long time ago. We said there's no reason why a dude with his skill level, his brand, his mass appeal should be out of the league as long as he has been, right? And we just got validation on that recently, right? If the Greensboro Swarm or the Hornets or whoever didn't understand the power of having a LiAngelo Ball on that roster, a power of giving him minutes and letting him develop, they got a wake-up call recently. We go over here and we check out these jerseys here. A while back, the Greensboro Swarm and the YMCA of Greensboro partnered on a fundraising event in which they auctioned jerseys that were worn by players during the game. All right. This game and these jerseys featured James Bouknight, who is a draft pick for the Hornets, right? He's one of the guys who you would expect to be solidified in the future plans for that organization. You got Crutcher, who is a guy who's been pretty consistently in the starting lineup, playing heavy minutes for that Swarm squad. JT Thor jersey, Kai Jones jersey, who also was a draft pick for the Hornets and has seen some minutes with them, and a plethora of other guys who have played considerably much more than LiAngelo has played. However, when it came down to the jersey that the fans wanted, the jersey who folks determined that would carry the most value, the jersey that folks say, you know what, I gotta get this, LiAngelo Ball ended up being that guy. $700 someone paid for this LiAngelo Ball jersey. That's double the amount that was paid for James Bouknight's jersey. And like we said, James Bouknight, who was a lottery pick for the Charlotte Hornets, a first round pick for the Charlotte Hornets, and a lot of other guys who really are solidified in that progression and development of that whole organization. Even on the night in which they wore these jerseys, if you really look at, if you were a casual and you said, man, let me see whoever gonna have the best game tonight, I want to cop that jersey, right? You see that Bouknight went off for 22, Crutcher went off for 26, McGriff with 14. McGriff, who also played over in Portland for a little bit, I believe he went to Portland. Arnoldos Balco, who got a whole, country behind him. Scotty Lewis, Kai Jones. It's just a lot. My man LiAngelo played 13 minutes that night for 5 points wearing this jersey, and fans still showed up and showed out and bought this for $700. Why is that important? Why is that, to me, information enough to warrant this video? Is because that speaks to the when you're in business, right, or you're an influencer or whatever, the thing that you have to be able to do is show that you can actually drive transactions. This is what that shows for LiAngelo Ball, right? It shows that people are willing to drop some money in the bucket for him. And we see that all the way around the G League. When he comes to town, folks put his face on the flyers and all of that stuff. He becomes the thumbnail for all of that stuff. So they know that, but this shows that it's not even just about clicks, it's about monetary gain as well behind it. Now, here's the other thing that I want to give y'all an update on, all right? And shout out to my guy Ball Nation here. I say my guy, I don't know him, but shout out to Ball Nation, and he posts these clips and stuff. Let me hit a refresh and see if we got any new videos. But so he posts these clips. All right, here we go. Yeah, and you get the Jello Ball highlights and all of that stuff. So this is, I think Jello played last night, so this is a clip from last night's game. I actually have not saw this yet. Pause that. All right, and so here's the thing that we are going to talk about right now from LiAngelo. Step back three, cash and splash. He's looking good, looking sturdy out there. Let's go back on that. Well, hold on a second, boy. Wait a minute. Hold on. What I want you to do is watch his feet. My man, ooh, step back. is wearing them all blue shoes. Now, you say all blue shoes, he would normally be wearing them 13s. You might even be confused because you might say to yourself, I wonder what shoes those is, because I know that word on the street is that he's not allowed to wear the Big Baller Brand sneakers or anything else but Jordans if he's going to play on this team. In the last couple of games, we've started to see LiAngelo Ball break out his old BBB shoes. Now, I think that this is a couple of reasons. For one, I know that those LiAngelo G3s were built with the ideal of supporting his ankles and making sure he's sturdy and really intentionally for him. So I think that him being in them now either says, he's really trying to secure those ankles. And then also I think that it is one of those things where he has to have realized the brand value and the monetary benefits it is for him to have on his own shoes as he plays for this Greensboro Swarm team. People show up and show out for him game after game after game, and he giving free promo to Jordan. So hopefully he said, you know what, I'm tripping. Let me go ahead and put on my G3s, right? He's wearing them here in this one as well. Let me put on my G3s. And if you're going to go ahead and bid on this jersey, you can go ahead and cop some of them G3s. Now, here's also a thing that I think that a lot of small businesses oftentimes, or not even small business, I want to say, because I don't think the Big Baller Brand is a true small business. But I think that in today's day and age where social media happens, what I see from a lot of, I'm gonna just say small businesses, is that they oftentimes forget to promote products that they launched a while back. So as G3 is now rocking the G3s in the game, we would want to see some promo. Hey, go copy your G3s, because a lot of folks don't know that yes, you could go get the blue G3s. And a lot of folks, when you talk to people like, man, them Big Baller Brands, they just too expensive. If they was under $200, I would cop a pair. Well, now they under $200 and you could cop a pair. The G3 Challenge Lux, G3 Lux Challenger, under $200, $189, and it seems like they got a full size run from what I can tell. All right, so add them boys to your cart. I actually have a pair added to my cart right here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cop me a pair. I don't have no G3s. I got Mellows, I got Zoes, I got the casual joints, and I don't have any G3s. So I need something for the rack behind me, and you know what I'm saying, for the studio space. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I cop me a pair of G3s. If you want a pair, you can grab you a pair here. They, like I said, they got the full size run. If you got that big bread, you can get the elephants in the room for 2 bands. And maybe someday. Also, the cool thing is that all of these shoes here are also designed by LiAngelo Ball. LiAngelo Ball. Here go the other joints here. We saw when he was in Detroit, he was rocking these heavy, just because of that red and stuff. These are some of the cool colorway. Truthfully, I think my favorite colorway is these white ones here, but I know I'm gonna get them dirty, and I don't know. So I might get the blue joints. All right, so that's one big update, is that he is now officially back in the G3s. And I remember a time where the word on the street was the Hornets were going to sign him. They decided not to sign him because he wore the G3s in the Instagram photo, and he's supposed to be wearing Jordans. And then once he got signed, he was wearing the Jordans, and that was validation for the reason why they didn't sign him in the first point. He was never supposed to wear Jordans again. And then so now we got him in the G3. So it just shows you the roller coaster of this season and information that comes out when it's about this stuff. But we'll look at let's look at the last couple games from man G3 and really see where he's, you know what I mean, where he's at. I think that he, truthfully, just from the box score, I have not tapped in with a lot of these games, but it seems like at least he is getting his efficiency back, right? 2 for 3 from behind the arc here, 6 points. You know what I mean? That's for truthfully, if you watch these games, it really, I know people used to complain about Lonzo going to the corner and standing there. Historically, with these games, they literally have my dog go stand in the corner and maybe they throw him the ball. I've seen recently more and more though, he's been running, they've been finding him in transition. Every now and again they run that screen, a high screen for him to come off and catch and shoot, like off ball screen for him. So I've seen that in a couple of different instances. We also saw him miss a couple games recently due to what they described as a non-COVID related illness. But he's back, man, and I'm even happier to see him in the G3s. If you do not got a pair of G3s, man, this is not a promo video, right? If this was an ad, I would have to disclose to you that this was an ad. This is not an ad, but I do know that a lot of you all support my man LiAngelo Ball, and what better way to support by copping the shoes. Also, I talked about this recently in the video when it comes to LaMelo, of being the guy who of a lot of people are buying up his shoes as like kind of faux investment opportunities, right? Understanding that the hype is there, the story is there, and betting on the longevity and the continued success and rise of his game. A lot of people think that is also the story from LiAngelo Ball. So what better way to kind of get in on the ground floor than to go ahead and cop you some G3s now, hold them bad boys. I say hold them, but truthfully, I buy the shoes and I end up wearing them anyway. I get you some, and then, you know what I mean, support. And if you get a pair, put it on ice, hold that boy. And when my dog become an all-star in 3 years, you'll be like, oh, you want them old first G3? I got them, boys. And then watch them things go up in value, like Bitcoin. Nah, I'm playing. But all right, that's your main man, ABD here. I'm out.
No, not peace. +1, triple B's. We out.